I am making some elderberry syrup on this yucky rainy day. I've got 2 cups of elderberries, dried elderberries here. I picked them this last fall and wanted to do some elderberry syrup for this winter if we feel like we're starting to get sick or cold. And I used tincture last year. I'm just kind of getting my ingredients together here. I have 8 cups of water. I'm going to use 6 whole cloves and 4 cinnamon sticks. I'm just going to stick my cloves in here. Usually when I make anything, I try to kind of separate my ingredients, get them all prepared ahead of time. Makes it easier for me to make sure I get it right and don't miss something, because that happens. It takes 2 cups of raw honey, so let's see if I can get this a little more liquefied. And I will be water bath canning this, so it will last a whole heck of a lot longer. And honey's an antimicrobial, so, and it doesn't lose its benefits. It's my understanding from everything that I've read. Don't mind the shirt. I have rainy day comfy clothes on. Hopefully I have enough honey. Let's go a little more. That got hot. Stick a glove on here. Oh my gosh, I'm not even at a cup yet. I'm gonna break into the honey pot. Honey's so good. That's all the honey jars I've went through everywhere I've kept it that had a little bit left in it. Plus I used some out of that one. I need 5 tablespoons of lemon juice, and each lemon is about 2 tablespoons. So I'll cut these up and squeeze them out. I got a distiller for Christmas, so I've been saving all of my lemon and orange peels so I can make essential oil that's lemon and one that's like orange, I guess. Another different citrus. Man, there we go, and I have another gallon baggie in the freezer already. Look at this little cute plastic lemon holder. It helps keep them fresh longer if you stick them in the fridge. And I have one that's a tomato and a yellow onion and a red onion. They're so cute. I got them up where I used to live. There we go. The recipe also called for ginger slices, but I do not have any fresh ginger, so I'm just going to throw some powdered ginger that I had dehydrated. I have to strain it anyway, so this should be okay. Now I'll add my water. And I am using filtered water. Okay. I'll add my cinnamon sticks and elderberries, my cloves, just add some of this in here. What I think might be a couple of slices. Too much ginger never hurt anybody. We'll bring it to a boil. Nice and stirred up and get everything combined in there. This is the first time I've ever tried making syrup out of it. Once that comes to a boil, we'll let it simmer for over 30 minutes. Here's what it looks like. It'll be a nice, pretty purple color. I have my jars sanitizing in the oven. I do about 220 and I just leave it in there the whole time that everything's cooking or getting ready. And then here's my pot that I'm gonna water bath can in. I have an electric one, but it's huge and I don't feel like getting it out. I don't know if you can tell, but I don't know how many quarts that is. It's quite large compared to the pot I'm cooking in. I've got it simmering. I just kind of been occasionally lightly stirring it just to mix the berries around to make sure they're getting all the good stuff out of them. I always take a piece of paper towel and just some distilled white vinegar. Get it nice and wet. And then I use that to wipe the rim of whatever I'm using to can my goods in. Keeps it clean and helps to ensure that it's going to seal proper. I have just this kind of strainer, and then I have like a jam jelly bag strainer. I'm just going to slip it over like that and see if I can just tuck these up in here to kind of hold it. I could use a rubber band, but I'm not gonna. Hopefully that should stay. And I'll strain that into this pot, and I'll use my pig scrap bucket to put the berries in. They can have those after they're done. Are you fucking serious? So I ladled the berries into here, and I was kind of pressing it, trying to get the juice out, and it's hot. I'm not getting enough pressure to make sure I'm getting all that juice, so I think I'm going to let the mixture cool and put the berries inside the bag so I can squeeze it real good and make sure I get everything. I already got a couple berries in here. Alright, my berries are cooled down. I'm gonna scoop them in this, ooh, not the cinnamon sticks, just the berries in this bag. And I'm doing this ass backwards. Good Lord, Tabitha. Quite. There we go. Alright. I did decide to not give the pigs the elderberries, just in case for some reason they weren't cooked enough. I don't want to poison the piggies. They can have the cinnamon sticks and the little clove bits. I did wash my hands. Should have put my apron on. Good thing I have an old shirt on. I should have used my little, it comes with a stand that holds this. I didn't think I'd need it. Let's see if I can do this. Not enough. I think I've got 1 cup left, but I could try to mix some more. Ooh-wee, my hands are nice and purple. Looks like some of the ginger cut through there, but that's okay. I don't know if it's gonna be enough. Woo. So yeah, it reduced down to 4 cups. Like exactly. Sweet. Now I've got this back on the stove. I'm going to add the honey. And the lemon juice. And we're going to heat it back up. Alright, we're going to heat it back up. To let the honey melt in there and let everything get incorporated. We'll make sure it comes to a boil. It's so pretty. Those little floaties, that's just the ground ginger that I use. My water is boiling for my canning. Alright, it's coming to a boil. Go. Shut it off. Stick this in there. Hopefully, I cleaned enough jars. And you use hot jars with hot liquid to ensure that they won't crack. If you're using something that's cool, then use cool jars. Maybe one of these days I'll buy some pretty jars off of Amazon. And I'll take this, wipe off my rim. Put my cap on, and this was just an old hot Taco Bell jar, and I'll put it over here. You always want to leave a head space. So hopefully this will help us with cold and flu season this winter. The tincture did a good job of warding off whatever I was trying to get. It never came full force, thank goodness. Number 2. And some of this stuff can be upwards of $20. Crazy. These berries grow wild where I live. It's nice to be able to just go pick something and use it. And anything in the fall, sometimes if I'm making something, I'll do it over winter, but a lot of the times it usually ends up being spring. We'll hunt in the winter and work on leather goods. And this was a salsa jar at one point. Alright, last one. I might have a little extra left over. I'll just stick it in a jar in the fridge. I think it stays good for like 18 months in the refrigerator. Make sure the lids are always on real tight with these. I don't know why I put those all the way over there. I have to put them in the canner. Duh. Okay, let's put both of them on to be safe. Just grab it like this. Put it down there. Oh boy. We'll see if I have to add any water or not. You want the water at least 2 inches over the top. So I may have to add a little water in there. I kind of give them a little bit of space. Alright, I'm going to add some more water. Alright, they're covered with water, and to be honest, I really should have put like a wire rack down there. I don't know why I didn't, so hopefully these don't bust on me. That one's creating a lot of bubbles, so we'll see. Put the lid on there and we'll let it go for 10 minutes. Once it gets to boiling again. I made the syrup, was that last week, and I didn't put anything underneath, so fingers crossed. Alright, there's my little jar that I'll stick in the fridge, and we'll use out of that one first. Took the lid off and shut it off. This is the last one. Get it out of here. And I'll stick them over here on this towel to sit overnight to cool. And then I'll slap some labels on them and they'll be good to sit on the shelf until we're ready to use them. I think that's a pretty good haul for 2 cups of dried berries.